Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Earworm. We're so glad that you're here. My name is Tim Malone, and my buddy YMZ, Young Master Zachary Smith.
Hey, hey,
Uh,
hey, 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 hey.
we are super duper excited to do other episode of a concert that one of us has attended, and I am well behind the power curve at this point because this is the second one that Zach has attended without me.
Second
Zach,
one,
yeah,
second one.
Zach, why don't you let everybody, all our listeners, followers, all our big fans, there's so many of you out there. Let us know what we're going to talk about this week.
Yeah, we're starting we're going through the summer pretty hot here. We had the Post Malone and Jelly Roll, and then we followed that up with a little Creed. We got on
Go.
the bus with the boys and everybody from the bar and went down to Camden. What is it called now?
Freedom Mortgage
Freedom
Pavilion.
Mortgage Pavilion. That's it.
Yeah.
Tweeter Center for all you old heads, probably your generation, right?
Hey, I take offense to that.
I was spot on with it though, right?
You were exactly correct.
No, but we all went down there and it was a good show. So it was supposed to be Creed and Three Doors Down. Which I was excited for. Three Doors
Yeah.
Down is,
Yeah.
they have some good songs. Um, But then apparently I was way behind the curve learning this. They were not coming. Instead, it was Mammoth and Daughtry.
Daughtry. Are you serious?
So I found out in the parking lot when we got there that Daughtry was opening for him, and I was like, let's go. Let's get in there. I wanted to see him so bad, man. He was awesome. He was so good.
Did it? I mean, you saying that and like a little bit of background, Zach. Daughtry, like, wasn't he like on one of those TV shows or something like that?
He
Or
was the
like,
American Idol boy.
see that. Thank you for that.
He was
A
robbed
younger
on American
generation than
Idol.
mine. Yeah, there we go.
So no, but you would not recognize him now. He's so back in the day, he was the rocker. He had the tats and all that. Now his like entire left arm is just blacked out, and he's
Jeez.
he's uh, uh, dude. It
Was
looks
he?
good.
Yeah.
It kind of looks good. But a couple episodes ago in the Forgotten Songs, I brought up Daughtry,
Yeah.
and dude, he was wow. There were a lot of other songs where he was singing, and I was like, "Oh shit, I forgot about that one too." Like he had the well-known ones, but then there were a couple in there that he kind of slide under the radar. But you know what? He did cover oh God, Separate Worlds.
Okay.
He's got that. It's on Apple Music right now. That song is awesome, dude. He killed that
Really?
cover, and he did it live. It sounded amazing.
It's just from my experience from concerts, and I've been to hundreds of concerts in my life, a bunch of different festivals and stuff. It always surprises me when you randomly show up to a concert and you don't even know who the opening acts are, or you're like, you didn't even take time to look. And then you see this band or this artist, and you're like, holy crap. Like
Yeah.
I saw it was like the 1027 or 100.7 or the alternative radio station was like about like I'd say about like 5 years ago, 5, 6, 7 years ago. I saw AJR open up for Imagine Dragons, and
Wow.
AJR's yeah, they're pretty popular now, but back then I had no idea who they were. There's three brothers from Manhattan. My daughter and I went to that show. I was like, I just sat there like. I'm like I got like goosebumps like talking about it. That's how good they were. But
Yeah, dude.
I've had experience many times in my life.
AJR was so they were popular like getting onto the scene in like 2017, 18 around there.
I would say about 2018, and they still, I mean, they got songs and commercials and stuff now.
Now they finally blew up. But dude, their
Yeah.
stuff they're so innovative, man.
Oh,
They're different.
they were very cool to watch. They opened up, and then right after what's his face from Linkin Park passed away, and the other lead singer opened up for them by himself. And that was kind of a cool concert. But AJR, um, it blew my mind. I was like, oh my God, I got to freaking follow these guys. And so they're coming back. They're Freedom Morgan Freedom Mortgage Pavilion in like a couple weeks.
Oh, really?
I might have to scoot over there, grab an Uber, and
Maybe on your personal list.
I know exactly. But back to Creed, man. So Zach went. And there was what I heard, it was like approximately close to like 40 people on the bus. I was told that they're going to get like 30 some people. And I wanted to go. And we've been talking about this for a while. And Zach and I, just to be completely transparent, known each other for a while. And we have a bunch of buddies and corner boys and golf buddies and stuff like that. And we are all going to go. We're all going to go to Creed. And I was all set. I got the thumbs up from Tom Lavelle, and I got a spot on the bus, and I was gonna hook up Nick and all these other things, but something happened. So my girlfriend's brother got into a massive car accident the night before the show, and I shared the pic with Zach, and so I had to have boyfriend duty. I shared it with everybody. I showed Zach either yesterday or a couple days ago, and I mean, it looks bad. Everybody can probably see this now. And long story short, everybody survived, but I had to help out the family yeah, exactly. I had to help out the family with all their administrative stuff like insurance and towing and something. And the funny thing is, to bring it back to Earworm, is this guy is a musician. His name's Eli, and he plays guitar, and he's in a Grateful Dead cover band, and they're just branching out into Fish, and that's probably going to be, we'll talk about those bands on down the road, but let's get back to Creed. And Zach, I want to know your experience. Tell me about it, buddy. What was going on?
So it was a if you think of what a rock concert in the mid 90s would have been, I feel like they haven't changed. Like
Did I
it
mean, do they look the same? Because I just remember Scott Stapp, the sideburns and everything.
No. So I remember um what was it, 99? They did the halftime show at the Cowboys game,
Yeah, okay.
and he had the real flowing hair and he was looking like Jesus up there singing, right?
Thank you for letting your hair flow in honor
Like, yo,
of.
it looks good tonight. Look at the curls,
Look at you.
everybody. It doesn't normally curl.
Thank
But
goodness
anyway,
I wore a hat.
it took okay, I had a couple libations in me, but
A
it
little,
took
couple hoo-has.
a couple hoo-has. It took a little bit into the set for me to realize there's a bald man singing on the stage. He shaved
Really?
everything. He's dead Mr. Clean.
Wow. Okay. Because I saw a picture of them recently. Because Zach and I like to do research about what we're talking about before we get on the show, of course. We try to do our due diligence. And I looked it up on like Wikipedia, and I couldn't tell, of the four members that are currently in the band, who the hell Scott was, to be honest with you.
No. And you know what? It's funny. I looked up Creed real quick and the movie came up. So that's kind of depressing. Uh, I'm just
Rock,
trying to,
yo, Rocco.
but yeah, he had that flowing hair back in the day. And I swear to God, there was a bald man singing up there the entire time. It was kind of offset. It wasn't the same experience. You know what I mean?
But I mean, visually, I can understand it, and yeah, a friend of ours, somebody who's actually been on the show, Tom, shared a couple video clips of it,
Speaking
and
of a bald man.
oh, I wasn't. That was Zach. That wasn't me, by the way. Um, I mean, he just kind of played it, and you know exactly who it was. You know exactly what song it is. Like, I
Yeah,
mean,
I mean, I'm being a picky little shit here, but I'm sitting all the way in the back of the lawn. I can't see the guy's face except up on the screen. You know,
yeah,
when you hear his voice, you know it's him. But then you look up and it kind of didn't match, and it was a weird like it took me a second
it's
to
like
be okay with it.
it's like Scott's distant cousin or somebody.
It was like, who is this guy? But no, it was they knocked it out of the park, man. They sounded they had that traditional just rock. Just let me get out there and kick some ass. And so the other thing is I they saved their most popular two songs, Higher and With Arms Wide Open, till the end. Um, there was one more in there. I was just listening to it again. What's it called? My Sacrifice.
Oh yeah.
That's a forgotten song because of the name of the song, I feel.
Okay. Yeah, oh, yeah, especially like
Once you hear the song and it's My Sacrifice, it's like, oh, that's okay, got the name again,
yeah.
remembered it. But there were a lot of songs there that I didn't necessarily know,
Right.
and I don't know if that's because I'm too young and I only know the popular ones,
Did you hear me
or
roll my eyes?
I did. Or is the hype train over for them? You know what I mean? Is that like just
So
hairband, just real hard traditional rock? Is that just done?
so I disagree, and I do not think it is because there are a couple bands that we have briefly talked about in previous episodes
Not
recently.
necessarily the genre, but them, like
Okay,
Creed as themselves.
so one of our friends, who's going to be a future guest of ours, probably around Halloween, shared a quick video of the crowd, and you guys were all up in the grass area of Freedom Mortgage, and I have been to that pavilion, to that venue, I'd say probably two and a half dozen times. I've seen Dave Matthews there at least four times. I've seen multiple crazy bands there. I went to the Warp Tour was there a couple times.
Hell yeah.
I talked earlier about that Philly alternative radio station. They did their anniversary show there. I saw Pearl Jam there at least three times. I like the seats. I don't know. I'm getting older in my older age. I like the seats, but he showed. I have been there so many times, and he showed me the video, young Master Fergus, and
Whoa, whoa, you can't just give that name out. I thought that was for
everybody's younger
me.
than me. Okay, sorry about that. Everybody's younger than me, so I use it all the time. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Zach. I owe you some push-ups. Uh, he showed the back end, the big fence area in the back of Freedom Mortgage, and I had never seen it for the Creed show that full before. I was impressed. And I'll tell you right now, you're saying that like, oh, they're kind of losing their popularity and things like that. So one of the local stations in Philadelphia where Zach and I live in the area is 94 WIP. It's a sports talk radio, and at 5 o'clock every day, they all get to go. Can you take me higher? They do a Creed song. They all sing it together, and they do it every day, and it's extremely popular with the fans. I enjoy it because it's kind of funny because Ike Reese is singing along, former Eagle great. And I tell you, in Philadelphia alone, I think, and this is just my opinion, this concert was really looked forward to and extremely popular. And you can see from Jeff's video that, I mean, I had never seen that venue that full. Dave Matthews, Pearl Jam, etc., like all these freaking crazy
The
concerts.
closest I've ever been to seeing it that full was Dave Matthews last year.
Yes, yes.
That's the closest I've ever seen it.
And he's playing.
Um,
He's playing again this summer, Damon. He's got two shows in a row, and
yeah. So
consecutive
when I
nights.
say like, is the hype for them over? I don't mean, I guess that's a bad way to say it. So when I bought these tickets, I was, again, I'm 30. They were in their prime when I was fucking four. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
mid nineties. Yeah.
it is what it like that's not my but I bought these tickets because I wanted to be able to say I saw Creed live, but I don't know that I would ever go see them again.
I,
Like, is it just me, or is it like when I was looking around in that crowd, there were a lot of people my age. So I don't know if it's like I think it was 2 years ago the Texas Rangers won the World Series. They used Higher, they had Creed, they got the
yeah.
little pop. They went away for a while. And then they came back and then they were like, "Oh, let's do this summer tour of 99." Are they just kind of, milking it a little bit or do
Oh,
people still care? that
I
much.
mean,
You know what I
it's,
mean?
but I mean, think about a grand scheme of things, big picture wise. The Rolling Stones still tour. I think the Who are doing they did a farewell tour in the 80s, the Who.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me? And I mean, there are some crazy bands out there that are touring and none of the living members are left. Like,
And I get that. Like there's a following for that.
yeah.
Like I'm gonna go see Dave Matthews when he's 95 and he's still going. I'm still gonna go follow him.
Yeah, because you'll
But
be only
I
be in your
just
60s, you bastard.
I don't know if this is like a trend where it's like, do people really like I'm never gonna go see Creed again. I saw him once. I don't need to I have that feeling in me where it's like they're okay, I saw him. Cool.
Completely
Whatever.
understood. Yeah, completely understood.
But
I have a
I
ton of
feel like
bands like that.
they're just a wavy kind of band. They
So it's funny that you said wavy, not to cut you off, but they have broken up for an extended period of time twice.
perfect.
And between 2011 and if I'm not mistaken, people can check me on this and they can respond to us, send us messages. Um, 2011 to 2023, they were broken up for 12 years.
So that's
2023,
okay. All right. So
2023, they came back and
is that
started
when the
touring again.
Rangers won the World Series?
Probably. There you go.
Okay, so they wanted a little money grab. I'm sa I don't listen. They are so much better to watch live
Oh yeah.
than listen to on a recording.
Oh
I'll tell
yeah.
you, I don't like listening to them like their music now.
Oh
Uh,
no.
My hype of them is over. But if I saw them again live, it would be different because I appreciate what they do and how long they've done it and how good they are.
Man,
But I don't think there was like half and half with the heart in it at that show and people just being there to film and put it on Instagram and Snapchat and just say I was there. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
it made all the sense in your description of that makes all the sense in the world because I mean, I can't think of the last time Creed played in Philadelphia or the Philadelphia area, but you and I and our boys at the corner have been talking about this for months.
Yes, and that
We
was
were
the
all,
other thing. Like everybody was going. It's an experience. It was amazing, man.
yeah.
It was so much fun. I'm not taking any negative parts of it. It's just I I expected I guess I would the hype of the trip with the boys and everybody and being down there was the hype. And
Yeah.
then I kind of like Daughtry better.
I've had that experience.
Yeah.
I've had that experience, and I know. And there's like some really famous concerts in history where the opening band was like I saw. I mean, I don't even know if you know either of these bands. I was in Milwaukee for business, and my ex and I went to a concert. We went to see Volbeat open up for Ghost.
I feel like I've heard Ghost, but
Yeah,
not
Volbeat. We're going to talk about them in the future. Volbeat is one of my favorite bands. They're
Book It.
Danish. Yeah, they're awesome. And
Danish?
they're Danish. Yeah. And they opened up for Ghost and it was crazy to me to sit there and like I was in the audience, we were like down low and it was great and they played all their good songs and stuff. And my ex had no clue who they were before we went in there and then she freaking loved them afterwards. And then Ghost came on and they played their first song and I'm like, hey, let's stick around. I know these guys are and they're kind of goofy and theatrical. And quite literally, like halfway through the first song, the, a good portion of the audience started like cruising out.
Really?
Everyone went to see Volbeat and then Ghost came on there like, all right, these guys are the same
Oh.
weirdos. But I mean, I've been to I've had that experience a couple times in concerts and the like. But it was funny. I spoke to some of your compadres on the trip over there, and how far away? Give our listeners a description. How far away the bus dropped you guys off, and how far away you guys had to walk to get back to it.
I mean, so, oh God. So we left the bar at
Five?
5:30.
Yeah.
It was planned for 5, closer to 5:30. You
hmm
know, our friends, whatever.
hmm
So it getting down there was fine.
Yeah.
We parked, what was it, the Ben? Yeah, you go over to
Mm-hmm.
Ben.
Mm-hmm.
No. Okay, yeah, so we parked on the other side of the Ben
Yeah. Ben
and
goes right
then
over to
walked.
where
Yeah, so
Rutgers
you went
Camden's
over
in.
that,
Yeah.
and then you kind of went to the left of that, and you were in these big back lots or whatever.
Yeah.
So we had a ton of space. We were hanging out. What up, Goosey? So we were hanging out, we're having a good time, and then we started walking. It was probably 20 minutes,
Okay. Yeah.
20
Okay.
minutes
So
to get there.
I mean,
Um,
Greg and
but
Jeff are
then,
describing the walk to me, so just know who's telling me the messaging here.
so easy to walk over there, and then getting back's a different story.
Yeah.
You got to find everybody. It was Christ. It was 11:30 by the time the show was done.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then where you got to stumble down the hill, you got to hit the bathroom, you got to go find all your people. I didn't get home till like 1:30.
Wow. Okay. Wow. 2 hours
So,
from
but
Freedom
we were,
to
when you get a bus,
Roxborough.
you got to wait for people.
Get him.
Give me
Get
your,
him. Get him.
ah, just hold on. Give me a couple minutes. All right. You got to stop squeaking the thing.
I can't hear it, Zach, so
Come here.
don't worry about it.
All right. So, yeah. So on the way back, you got to wait for people with the bus and all that. So it took a little longer, but it was a good time. I would take a
Yeah.
bus down again. With that group, we had a great group, man. It was an awesome group.
All right.
You
I know. I
you got to
know.
be able to hear that.
I know. I heard. No, I didn't
Hold
hear it.
on.
I did not hear it.
I gotta go. Hold on.
Okay.
And we're back.
Here we go. But yeah, I think our buddy Tom told me like on the way back. I mean, there was close to 40 people who went over there. On the way back, there was like half. It was like 22 people. Like, and I know our buddy Greg, he like Ubered back. But he was telling me, he's like, I couldn't find it. I'm like walking around. I saw, so I completely understand because that place, if you haven't been over there, they got they still have the parking garage over there. Like you can, like the multi-level parking garage you can like access.
I think there's a couple
Yeah.
garages, but it's it is confusing at that point of night. You got to walk out of the big place that you're in, obviously where you saw the show, and
Mhm.
then you got to pass the aquarium, and you got to pass all
Yeah.
these businesses and 17 parking lots that look the same. You got to remember you got to go under the bridge to get to it. So it gets kind of dicey at the end
It's
there.
just, it's crazy to me as like this like, we're in 2025 now. I just remember as a kid, and this might be before your time, but probably not. But going to like the Veteran Stadium, or going to when I was out there in San Diego, like San Diego Sports Arena, it was like there's parking lots, and in the center was the arena, and you just went, and then like, oh, you got to remember like F3 or G9 or B17. That's where you were, and third baseline and all these other things. But now it seems a lot more circuitous because that was the big takeaway from when I spoke with Tom, Jeff, and Greg was like, oh man, getting back. And I saw some people. We walked back together and we're waiting for some other people and blah, 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 blah. I mean, mind you, there's probably some, adult beverages involved. So, but, it
You're
got me thinking.
7 hours in or so. I mean, you're gonna be a little hammered, but there's pros and cons to that, right? So I think all of the college stadiums, mainly, I know the Florida Panthers stadium down in Sunrise is kind of like that. Like it's just around the stadium and you just go in from there.
Yeah.
That's good when you get there, but I feel like on the way out, the congestion is just crazy getting out.
Oh, I know. It's because
But for
it's
for
like,
now at Phillies games, think you can walk 25 minutes, 20 minutes to your car, and then by the time you get there, the traffic's gone.
yeah. I mean,
So pros and cons, I guess.
yeah, they've done a good job at that. So grand scheme of things, when it comes to concerts, I can always remember the majority of the concerts I've been to. I remember there's like significant moments, like, I remember like the all the bands or all the rappers that opened up for Lil Wayne when my daughters and I saw him in Reading, and I told you this story before. The guy who opened up like right before him was a local rapper, and like he was like the fifth opening act, and the crowd was just like, oh my God, not another opening act. We don't know who this guy is. And he played his first song, and no one cheered when he finished. And then like he started the second song and he basically just said screw you to the crowd and threw the mic on the floor and the crowd cheered. And I remember that was unbelievably significant. Like everyone's like, ah, here we go, Little Wayne's going on. So I mean, don't get me wrong, Lil Wayne was great. He played every song, took no time, played the next one. He just rolled through it. It was a great show. But is there something significant that you recall? Because I know you were kind of like, woo, but what was probably your biggest takeaway from the Creed show?
Again,
What-
it goes back to like the hype around them. Like
Uh-huh.
the best part was singing higher with 70,000 people or whatever. But it
I,
was singing that chorus of that song with strangers at the top of your lungs sounding like an asshole. That was the best part of the show. It was everybody coming together from a song that they know, no matter where they heard it from, or if it was the first time they heard it, like last week on TikTok, or if they've been listening to it since it came out. That was cool. It brought generations together. But it goes back to the hype thing where that was the coolest part for me.
yeah,
I
absolutely.
don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I mean to be quite honest, they were classified as post-grunge, and I qualified them as like pop metal. There's other bands similar to them are like pop metal, Um, and you go on Wikipedia and they call them post grunge from like the late '90s or whatever. But I mean, I knew their songs. You brought up the song that earlier in the show, and I knew that
My
one.
sacrifice.
Yeah, My Sacrifice. I and there's always been some rumors about them being spiritual and things like that. But dude, I think they're more popular now, in my opinion, especially in the Philadelphia area, than back in like the freaking '90s. I mean, taking a look at those videos, that was a gamut of generations, if you will. Tom was there, and Ferg was there, and you were there, and take a look around at all those people that all were attending. I mean, you were talking like probably goes from like the '60s to there was probably teenagers there. You
Yeah.
probably don't remember seeing them, but
No, but I go back to even our friend group. Like I know Tom and Ferg, they really appreciate them. They love Creed. If I'm wrong,
yeah, that's in her
fuck
sweet
me,
spot.
whatever. But it's in their sweet spot.
Yeah,
They really appreciate that, and that's the real fan that was there. You know,
that's kind
I
of cool.
I will go right on record. I'm not a real fan.
Neither
It,
was I, but
it's
I was going.
it's show or it's songs, it's moments, it's big, moments in time. You think that like my only memory is the Cowboys halftime show. Fuck the boys, but it's the Cowboys halftime show where
Yeah,
it's this extravagant, blown out of proportion, experience. It wasn't like that. It was a rock show. It was like any other show, and it was, they had some cool moments.
yeah.
I appreciated it. I'm happy I went. I'll always have that, but if they come around next year, I'm not going.
So I got one last question for you because I had heard, and I didn't even research this. I just recall back over the last, gosh, they've been around for like 30 years now, which is, man, I'm old. I remember him being quite the showman, being quite the MC, speaking to the crowd and stuff. How did Scott do, at the show? Do you recall?
He did the
He,
normal kind of
you were
pander.
gonna say pander. Okay, all
He
right.
did the pander. He did the act. It was the rock act. It was a little bit of preaching. It was a little bit of, let's have a good time. It was just normal, man.
Okay.
I hate to be the Debbie Downer of this one, but it was just
Nah.
a normal show, man.
No, but I
You
mean,
know what? That may have something to do with the venue and where we were sitting, because
yeah, you guys
I
are way up
couldn't
there.
really see them. So
Yeah.
when you say you like the seats there, I I guess for this show I would have preferred to be in a seat, but there's
Okay.
some shows there where you don't really care about seeing the person. You just want
Yeah.
to hear it.
Dave Matthews. Like, there's no reason to be in the seats at Dave
You
Matthews.
don't have to be. I was
No.
there once in the seats and I was standing the whole time. Like,
Yeah.
there's no reason. But for
Yeah.
this one, you may have to see them. They may have, I saw some fireballs and stuff like that. It was
Yeah.
really cool. It was a rock show. But I guess I had to see it like up close to really get the experience.
Yeah. I mean, and I agree with you because I said I'm not bragging. I've been to probably hundreds of concerts in my life. And there is a different experiential nature to being, I mean, really close and seeing what's going on theatrically, and then being all the way back and all you basically do is listening. But Freedom Mortgage does a really good job with their screens on the
Yes,
outside of the pavilion there. You know, you're sitting there watching. But I mean, they bounce around about it's so much. It's not
a
like
little
it's
bit.
not,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
kind of like the man and Freedom Mortgage. They're not the best to go to unless you just want to hear it.
No, I've been to the back venue at the Man where they have
That's
no
different.
seats. Yeah,
That's different.
that's really nice, but I have never, so knock on wood, I've never been to the Man and been on the grass. I've always been in the seats and I love the Man.
So if you're in, there you go. So those two venues, I get you got to be in the seats. Yeah, I
Okay.
guess you got to just sacrifice it and be in the seats.
Yeah, I mean, should I save like my first seat experience for Freedom Mortgage, or should I like share it with you? Because it
I
was
want
like,
to hear it now.
oh, that dude. So I went with I might have told this story before in another episode, or I told you one on one or something like that. I was a lieutenant on the beach patrol down in South Jersey, and I took a bunch of young guards to the show Pearl Jam, and the father of one of the young rookie lifeguards gave me the ticket. You take them there, and you're the boss basically. And I'm like, okay, cool. And so we went in there to the show, and we're up on the grass, and I'm so used to like seeing Dave Matthews and blah blah. Blah. We went to go see Pearl Jam, and we listened to the first song by like the opening act, and one of the little kids was just like, all right, Tim, can we go to the seats now? And I was like, what? And we went down the seat. We were seventh row. And here's Eddie Vedder right in front of me.
Wait, did you
Quarter.
have seats or you just like walked down and got seats?
No, he had seats. I didn't know. I didn't really look at the tickets. I was just their, I was their chaperone. Like this rookie lifeguard. His father, I'd known him for years, and he was just like, "Oh, take my son and his friends." And I was like, "Okay," so I drove them all up there
You took them slumming right up to the
to
to
Camden,
the
New
lawn,
Jersey.
right to the lawn.
I didn't know. I was thinking. I was like, I never. And then like, so we were sitting in the seventh row, and so at this Pearl Jam concert, here's Eddie Vedder in a full three-piece white corduroy suit with a button-down maroon shirt, and it was the first time that I ever heard, and they had not recorded. Oh, where can my baby be? Took me away from me. They redid that like 50 song. You
Yeah.
got to keep going. And I was just like, I like, there's Tim and his
Oh, they're
Goosebumps
back.
again. Holy moly. I just remember. And then it came out like two albums later. I was like, and everybody loves that song. And then I was like, dude, I'm never walking up on the grass again here, dude. I need to be in the freaking seats. So,
No,
Zach,
I think that's a big takeaway. If you're going to Freedom Mortgage,
get some
you really
seats.
want to see the person and experience it. Go to the seats. Lawn's not your thing. With Dave
Ex
Matthews, do not get a seat.
no.
Sit on the lawn.
Yeah,
Enjoy it.
exactly. Um, Last thoughts, YMZ. All right, and I will keep that for you. I will
Don't you
make it.
dare give that away.
I will do my best and keep that for you. Last thoughts about the Creed show. What do you? Come on, man.
It was all right, man. I don't like I it's I had
You
so
just made
much
me snort.
fun.
You made me snort.
I had so much fun, man, but I don't need to go see them again. I'm sorry. Daughtry blew me away. Creed was fun. That's it.
Zach, my friend, I really appreciate this. Um, it was funny. You were like, for our listening audience and our followers, like he was so worried about the content, and I'll keep some of the particulars as to why he was worried about the content for the show. But we did
I
well, my
won't.
friend.
I was hammered and had no sleep. So it was not a good next morning for me. I don't
There you
remember
go.
much from it, but this is what I do. So I
So.
hope you guys enjoyed.
Yeah, absolutely. So we just want to remind the listening audience, we're going to do a song from Zach, a song from myself, perhaps a topical discussion, a guest. But every time one of us or both of us coming this winter, because Zach's job, SOB, we're gonna have to wait until the winter so we can go there collectively and go see Breland again. So Zach can maybe not have uh, car sickness or something.
No, it's if we go to Breland, I will throw up.
All
No, but
right,
Timmy, you're going to what? August 15th. You're going to
August
go
15th.
Dropkick Murphys and Bad Religion, right?
Yeah, at the Ocean Casino in Atlantic City. It's
Favorite
uh,
casino. Go look for the pigs. Look for the pig machines, the casino. Go for the pigs, man.
I'm trying to
Pigs or
put
drums.
and I'm like I'm trying to put a group of friends together and family members. We're gonna go all together because I think I might have said this in the show prior. Barrel Religion is my favorite band of all time, and they're opening up for Dropkicks. And I actually met Dropkick Murphys face
You
to
got to hit
face.
that one up.
Yeah,
You got to hit that show up.
and I invited Zach, and he said no. So
I said
anyway,
no.
yeah, Zach, thank you, my friend. Another great show. Talk to everybody
Cheers,
next
buddy.
week. Cheers.